battery. So the chemical reaction, we will not discuss about that. That's another topic. That's a topic for another subject. But the important thing here is at point A, which is the positive terminal, and then at point D, which is the negative terminal, there is an electric field that is formed, diba? So of course, electric field will go from positive to negative. So there's an electric field that is formed between the terminals, inside or in the internal circuit. And then there's another electric field. Once you made the connection, the wiring connection, there's another electric field that is formed through the wires. You can see it here. So it also goes from the positive terminal towards the negative terminal. So your positive terminal is your high potential position, location, and your negative terminal is your low potential position or terminal, low potential terminal. So equipped with what we know with the previous section, yung circuit, yung current or in charges, they need to go around the circuit, diba? They need to do that if they want to power up or to do work on the light bulb para yun ay umilaw. So let's think about the movement of the charges along these points. Saan niya kailangan ng work at saan yung natural movement niya? So if we take a look at this, from point A to B to the light bulb towards D, the charges will actually be moving along the electric field, diba? So you don't need to do work on this one because naturally the charges, the positive test charges or the charges will be moving from positive to negative or along the electric field. But the circuit will not be complete if the charges will not be able to make it from the negative to the positive. So kanina it was natural because you're moving from high potential to low potential. Now, how will the charges be able to move from negative to positive or from the low potential to the high potential? Kumbaga, in gravitational potential analogy, paano mo iaangat yung brick o yung object pataas? Who will do the work? That will of course be done by the battery itself. Okay? So the chemical reactions happening inside the battery will give it diba? There will be chemical energy as product of the process. And that chemical energy will do the work on the charges. So the energy will be transformed to the electric potential energy once the charge ay nandito na sa point A. Okay? So once at point A, now the charge is okay na siya kasi natural movement na yung gagawin niya, di ba? But the important thing here is may energy yung charges that he will use or the charges will use to do work on the filament of the bulb that will result to lighting up the light bulb. That means na yung potential energy ng charges now will be converted to other forms, which in this case is light energy and heat energy. So after nyo ma-consume or ma-transform into those forms of energy, so na magdi-decrease na ulit yung niya, di ba? Electric potential energy until it reach point D and is ready again to be pumped up or to gain electric potential energy from the battery, and so on and so forth. The cycle or the circuit will continue. The movement of charge through the internal circuit from D to A requires energy since it is an uphill movement in a direction that is against the electric field. Meanwhile, the movement of charge through the external circuit A to B to C to D is natural since it is a movement in the direction of the electric field. As the charge moves through the external circuit, it encounters circuit elements like light bulb. The charges will do work on the bulb, converting its electric potential energy into light energy and thermal energy or heat energy, an unuseful form. And then when it's reached point D, chemical reaction will give electric potential energy to the charges, and then mapupunta na siya at point A, and then it will flow again through the external circuit. The potential energy will be converted to light energy and heat, and then go back to D, ipapump up again to point A, and so on and so forth. Okay? Once it left the circuit element, which is the light bulb, its electric potential energy is significantly reduced. Hence, we can conclude that points A and B are the high potential points and C and D are the low potential points. So I hope you can already see here why potential difference is important, no? The potential difference at the end of the circuit. Kasi without it, the charges will not flow through the external circuit, diba? If there is no difference in potential, the charge will not flow, diba? For example, if you have, let's say you have a pipe, and then there's no difference in height, the water will not flow, diba? But if you have difference in height, the water will flow. In the same way, if you have difference in potential in a circuit, you can be sure that charges will flow. Okay, the charges will naturally flow from high potential to low potential points. The problem here is who will supply the energy para pumunta naman yung charge from the low to the high potential point, which in this case is ginagawa ng battery. Let's take a look at this electric potential diagram to further visualize what happens to the energy of the charges as it traveled through the circuit. So again, at point D, 0 volts siya, diba? And then it will be from the negative terminal to the positive terminal, it will gain electric potential energy. Then from A to B, pinakita natin na pantay, no? But really there's a slight difference in, or some electric potential energy will be reduced, or yes, reduced due to the resistance of the wire. But let's not talk about that here. Let's say we have a perfect wire, and then at point B to C, dadaanan yung filament ng bulb, diba? So the potential energy will be, virtually all of them will be converted to light and heat energy. That's why kapag na-reach na yung D, 0 joules na siya. And then the battery will again give it energy, diba? 1.5 volts. That means 1 coulomb of charge will have 1.5 joules of energy, and so on. So in the internal circuit, merong voltage gain or energy gain equal to 1.5. And then in the external circuit here, there's a voltage drop, energy loss. Of course, if you have 2 electric load or 2 light bulbs here, so battery will give it 6 joules, each coulomb with 6 joules. From A to B is equal. So of course, hindi agad mauubos yung energy na dyan, diba? It will be divided into 2 parts, split into 2. But at point E to F, virtually all of them has been converted to light and heat energy, and then battery will give each coulomb of charge with 6 joules, and so on. The cycle will continue. Okay, so to summarize, this energy conversion system will not occur if there is no potential difference between the terminals of the source or terminals of the battery. Without it, the high energy positive charges will not naturally move from the external or move through the external circuit, allowing them to flow through the circuit and do work on circuit elements such as bulb along the way. So that's it for this module. I'll see you next time.